just killing everyone in the room. I had no choice. I got in here, locked the door. I could see it on the security feed. They had someone with them. Let's go!
Batman, I'm patching you into the guard radio feed.
I know him.
Good comic book games are a rare sight in the video game industry. Usually gamers are thrown games that aren't properly thought out or finished, just so they can meet a release date for an up-and-coming big movie. The few rare exceptions are The Darkness, developed by Starbreeze Studios, and The Batman Arkham Asylum, developed by Rocksteady Studios. Both game studios were able to give fun gaming experiences without losing what made it great in the comics, giving it Metacritic scores of 8 and 9s out of 10s across the board, certainly making these two games top tiers of comic book games out. And with the new Batman Arkham City and The Darkness 2 coming out, I came to wonder who would win in a fight between Batman and Johnny Estacado from The Darkness. For this topic, because we mostly focus on games on this channel, we're gonna stick with the two games a slight bit more than the comics. It simply makes it easier to keep track than to look up endless amount of comics for these two characters. Now, we have Jackie Estacado from the Darkness game, who was adopted by the Don of the New York Mafia, Uncle Paulie, where he was raised as a hitman to do, basically, his dirty work. On his 21st birthday, he finds his body being possessed by the Darkness, a violent and outspoken spirit that inhabited his family for several generations. Jackie benefited by gaining supernatural powers that feed off the dark and allow him to summon different minions like the Darklings. They are almost chimp-like animals that use items you unlock in the game to impale their victims. Then you have the Dark Tentacles that impales enemies and gives the Darkness enough strength grab to throw heavy objects like people and even vehicles. And the Creeping Dark, which allows the demons to sneak along walls and ventilation systems, and gives Jackie the advantage to take out foes from a distance. Later on in the game, you get the Darkness guns. The guns are more powerful than your average weapon, and completely powered by the Darkness itself. All these weapons become more stronger and last longer the more the Darkness consumes the hearts of evil people throughout the game. Then we have Batman, whose real name is Bruce Wayne, an American millionaire slash playboy slash industrialist. Having witnessed the murder of his parents as a child, he swore revenge on crime, an oath tempered with the greater idea of justice. Wayne trains himself both physically and intellectually, and wears a bat-themed costume in order to fight crime, leading him to Arkham Asylum, the setting for the video game, where he has to stop Joker and the freed inmates from spreading the havoc to Gotham. In the game, Batman contains most of the gadgets we come to expect from the Dark Knight, like the Batclaw, explosive gel, grapnel gun, as well as his vehicles from the Batmobile to the Batwing. Now, what makes this battle between these two characters so intriguing to me is because, at least for a brief moment in time, they were once allies in the comics, and so much of who these characters are relates to the Darkness. For Jackie inhabited demon, he needs the Darkness to gain power and control, where Batman, even though he has all these gadgets and physical strength to his disposal, What really gives Batman the upper edge against his enemies is that cover of darkness, giving his enemies the illusion that he is something more than a man, which, facing against the demon, causes Bruce Wayne to lose the most important attribute that makes Batman who he is, that sense of mystery to his enemies. When it comes to hand-to-hand combat, that would go perhaps more towards Batman's side, just because he tends to be a little bit more physically imposing than Jackie, but has to figure out how to get past the darkness himself. It would be difficult for Batman to get close enough to Jackie without getting pierced by the darkness tentacles, or get sucked into a warp hole while Jackie's using weapons such as assault rifles and shotguns. Other than that, Jackie really doesn't stand a chance hand-to-hand wise with Batman. The chimp-like Darklings are used to help with the darkness with a variety of weapons. They aren't quite up to snuff against Batman though. They're most useful for comic relief than any kind of physical threat towards the Dark Knight. It would seem like the logical thing for Batman to do is to keep his distance from the darkness and try to simply isolate him into a well-lit room and have him imprisoned there forever in that room, which I'm sure the darkness will be in some cases well aware of, leaving these two to play sort of a cat and mouse game together and really waiting for that perfect opportunity, then just simply fight the second they see each other. Or perhaps throw some sort of story element that causes Jackie to take better control of the darkness and have the two reunite and fight crime together. Which personally for me would be kinda awesome to watch either way. Both of these characters have elements that make for a real compelling face-off, and hope that one day, maybe a game or an animated series, that these two can come together for one awesome battle. And those are just my 2 cents on the topic, and if you guys have any comments on whether this would make for a great battle, please leave one. I definitely would love to hear from you guys, and hope you guys enjoyed.